Embarking on a relationship with a narcissist is akin to a turbulent emotional roller coaster ride. Beyond grappling with their self-centered demeanor, the aftermath unfolds a profound impact. Complex post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, emerges as a haunting echo, casting enduring imprints on one's mental well-being. Here are 10 signs that might indicate someone is dealing with PTSD due to a narcissistic relationship. Sign 1. Hypervigilance. Imagine you're at a friend's gathering and having a good time. But even in that cozy setting, you're on high alert. You keep glancing around and checking people's expressions to ensure everything is okay. Your internal radar is constantly scanning for danger. It happens, especially if you've been in a relationship with a narcissist. Psychologists say this hyper-awareness can stick around even after you've left that toxic situation. It's like your mind is still trying to protect you. However, it can make everyday stuff super intense. Sign 2. Flashbacks or intrusive memories. Imagine chilling at a cafe, enjoying your latte. Suddenly, you're hit with a memory of something your ex-narcissist said that made you feel small. That's a flashback, one of the big signs of PTSD from dealing with a narcissist. It's like your brain hits the rewind button on those not-so-nice moments, and you feel all the yuck again out of the blue. These flashbacks can mess with someone's head after being in a relationship with a narcissist. It's like your brain's alarm system goes haywire, bringing back those old feelings or sensations when you least expect it. Experts suggest techniques like grounding exercises or therapy when these unexpected memories crash the mental party. They reckon it's about finding ways to rewire your brain so those memories don't have as much power to ruin your present mood. Sign 3. Emotional dysregulation. When someone deals with PTSD from a narcissistic relationship, their emotions can go on a wild roller coaster ride. Imagine feeling super angry one moment. Then suddenly, you're hit with sadness that feels like a heavyweight. Psychologists talk about this like a seesaw going bonkers. You might have moments when your emotions skyrocket. You get furious over small stuff or just shut down, feeling nothing. Your feelings are on autopilot, and you struggle to find that chill middle spot. Psychologists mention how this constant up and down can affect a person's sense of stability. It's tough to navigate daily life smoothly. Sign 4. Avoidance and isolation. When someone's been through narcissistic abuse, they might start dodging places or people that remind them of that painful situation. Imagine feeling uneasy about going to a cafe where you and the narcissist used to hang out. It's like a reminder of stuff you'd rather forget. This avoidance is a way of coping with the big emotions that come with those memories. After dealing with a narcissistic relationship, people might just want to take a break from the social scene. They might feel like they're not up to scratch or worry that others might see them differently. It feels like this tug of war between wanting to connect with people and fearing what might come with it. This retreat from social stuff is the mind's way of trying to keep them safe from the hurtful memories tied to the narcissistic situation. Sign 5. Difficulty trusting others. When someone's been through the ringer with a narcissist, trust becomes a whole different ballgame. Suppose you've had a relationship where you got majorly played, lied to, or manipulated. Now, when you meet new people, it's like your trust radar is on high alert. Letting someone new in is tricky because you fear history repeating itself. Psychologists note that this difficulty in trusting again is common for people who've been through narcissistic abuse. Your brain has learned from the past and wants to protect you from getting hurt again. So even if you meet someone awesome, your brain will warn you, "Whoa, hold up. Do you remember what happened last time?" It's like a natural defense mechanism kicking in to keep you safe. Hello, dear viewers. 80% of you haven't subscribed. Kindly hit subscribe and like to boost our visibility in the YouTube algorithm. Thanks. Now let's proceed with number 6, shall we? Sign 6. Feelings of shame and guilt. When someone has been through narcissistic abuse, they might start feeling bad about themselves. Imagine a friend constantly puts them down, saying they're always at fault even when it's not true. Over time, this messes with their head. They start believing they're to blame for everything. It's like carrying this heavy bag of guilt that doesn't belong to them. Psychologists say this kind of situation can mess with a person's sense of self. They might think that maybe they deserve how the narcissist treated them, when in reality, it's the narcissist's behavior that's out of line. Their brain gets wired to feel guilty for existing, and that's where PTSD comes in. Therapists often help people untangle these feelings. They make them realize it's not their fault and they're not alone in going through this. Sign 7. Issues with boundaries. Setting boundaries can get seriously tangled up for someone who has been through narcissistic abuse. They might struggle to draw lines in their relationships. It feels like trying to define your space, but the other person keeps stomping over it. Suppose you're in a relationship where you can't say no without feeling guilty. That's where these boundary issues start kicking in. Over time, it gets tough to know how to stand up for yourself or protect your own space. Setting boundaries is like trying to untangle a ball of yarn when the narcissist has weaved it all together in the first place. Sign 8. Hyperventilation or panic attacks. People who experience narcissistic abuse might find themselves dealing with hyperventilation or panic attacks. Imagine feeling like you can't catch your breath and your heart racing. Then there's this overwhelming sense of fear kicking in out of the blue. Experts say this can happen when you've been through repeated emotional abuse or manipulation by a narcissist. Think of it like your body's alarm system going into overdrive because of all that stress and trauma you've been through. Psychologists often mention how this intense anxiety can mess with your breathing. It makes you hyperventilate or even have full-blown panic attacks. Sometimes it comes out as these overwhelming moments that can knock you off balance. Sign 9. Difficulty with emotional attachments. Building or keeping good connections might be challenging for people who have experienced narcissistic abuse. It's like trying to glue something together, but you're afraid it might fall apart again. This difficulty with emotional attachments is a sign of PTSD caused by narcissistic abuse. After being hurt by narcissists, victims might struggle to feel safe getting close to people. After that roller coaster of emotions, they might find it hard to open up to new friends or even trust family members. It's like they've put up this emotional shield to protect themselves. However, it also stops them from forming those deep connections they crave. Sign 10. Dissociation. Dissociation can happen when someone feels totally out of touch with what's happening around them. It's like spacing out, but more intense. Imagine being in a meeting or a class and suddenly it feels like you're not there. You might feel numb. It can stem from dealing with crazy, overwhelming emotions or memories that are just too much to handle. It is a way our brains protect us from the heavy baggage of a painful past. It's like hitting a pause button when things get too harsh. It gives us a breather. So, someone who's been through narcissistic abuse might zone out when specific triggers pop up. They try to handle all that stress. It's tough because they're disconnecting from reality to cope with all that intense stuff they've been through. Recognizing these signs is crucial. Seeking professional help and support from trusted individuals can be a pivotal step toward healing. PTSD is complex, but it's not insurmountable. Proper guidance and support allow you to regain control over your life and find peace. Remember, healing takes time and patience. You deserve to reclaim your sense of self-worth. You can rebuild a fulfilling life beyond the shadows of a narcissistic relationship.